One of the few things that has been gaining a lot of attention within the gaming world as of late is the release of the Final Fantasy VII and VIII Twin Pack for Nintendo Switch, which was confirmed not too long ago. News broke on various gaming websites about it appearing on the Switch console, at least in Asia. There's been no word on whether or not it's going to appear outside of Asia in like countries such as America anytime in the near future, or in 2020 for that matter. And for those who do not know, Final Fantasy VII was probably one of the most popular JRPGs of all time. In fact, when it came out back in January '97 for the PS1, the game had a cult following. It reached at least 7 million. No, actually, it reached 10 million copies in sales worldwide. I believe its predecessor, Final Fantasy VIII, which came out in '99, that reached 7 million on the PS1. And while the Final Fantasy VII game managed to be, I believe it was the third best-selling game for the PS1. Final Fantasy VIII ended up being the seventh best-selling game for the PS1, if I'm not mistaken. And there's not too much I know about the twin pack that's coming out for the Switch console, aside from the fact that it's going to be only in Asia for now. But hopefully they straighten out some issues, especially in regards to Final Fantasy VIII, because we do know that Final Fantasy VIII is going to be remastered. It's going to be remastered in HD, and basically, I remember the original Final Fantasy VIII game having problems with Disc 3. A lot of people complained about the third disc having a lot of issues, it freezing during certain parts and all that stuff. Most likely that stuff is going to be taken care of in the Twin Pack, and users won't have that issue or anything. Also, with the gameplay, that was also another big thing, or another big issue with the Final Fantasy VIII. The gameplay is something that was really tedious and complicated, especially for those who aren't huge fans of JRPGs, or who are just like casual fans for that matter. The gameplay was criticized by a lot of people, but at the same time, I think the cutscenes and the story itself were all pretty solid. And I'm pretty sure the version that people are going to see on the Switch is something that's definitely going to be a lot better than what they got for the PS1. So as far as its release is concerned, it's been said that the Twin Pack is going to receive a physical release in Asia, and like I said, there's no word on whether or not it's going to appear in Western countries anytime in the near future. But it wouldn't be too surprising if it did, especially considering the fact that earlier in 2019 or around late 2018, there was an announcement made of various Final Fantasy games coming to the Switch console. So it wouldn't be surprising if it eventually came to America at some point, especially considering how popular the series is right now, and especially considering the fact that Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII are two of the biggest JRPGs, or at least two of the biggest 3D JRPGs to come from the 90s. So seeing that on the Switch console would be pretty cool in America. But as it currently stands, the Final Fantasy VII Remake is something that a lot of people, especially PS4 owners, have their eye on, because it's going to be exclusive for the PlayStation 4 when it's released on March 3rd of 2020. But as far as the Final Fantasy VII and VIII Twin Pack coming to America is concerned, that's something that should happen, and it wouldn't be surprising if it happened sooner than later.